Hi, I'm Jeff Green. I'm a electrician. I work in the traffic signal department at Hennepin County. My job consists of installing and maintaining traffic control devices. Ever since I was in high school, I love to take apart things and put things together and see how things work. So I decided to go into a trade instead of going into a desk job. I would work on cars. I have a lot of old cars. I built buildings. As a 13-year-old, I interned with an electrician farmer that lived by me, and that turned me on to the electrical trade. In high school, I took electronics courses, and then I went to Technical Institute. Back in the day, they were called vocational technical institutes. Now they're called technical colleges. And that led me into an apprenticeship in the electrical industry, and I've been an electrician for 35 years now. One thing I really enjoyed being an electrician was working on large buildings, being able to see what goes on behind in the background. As an electrician, you get to see how all the behind the scenes operations work. If anything goes wrong, you get to try to troubleshoot it, and you're the person that they come to and call as a last resort. I worked on nuclear power plants. I worked on large presses, large buildings, traffic signal devices. Being I love vehicles and racing, Minneapolis had was doing a Grand Prix, a mini Grand Prix, back in the must have been in the early 90s. And I decided that I wanted to go work for the city of Minneapolis in their traffic signal department and work on that Grand Prix. So that's how I got into traffic signal devices. So growing up in Minnesota, I spent a lot of time outside. I enjoyed being outside, and I wanted a career that would probably allow me to work outside. And as an electrician, you do a lot of work inside, but there's a lot of outside work to do as well. I like to race motorcycles. I like to rebuild cars. I like to snowmobile. While I was in high school, there was a gentleman that was an electrician that I worked with. He needed some help, some labor, so I labored for him. I found out I really enjoyed it. We did a lot of work on barns. We did a lot of work on old houses. He's the one that said, "Hey, maybe you want to be an electrician. Maybe you want to try this trade out." So as I graduated from high school in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, the job outlook was pretty poor, and Anoka Hennepin Technical College had an electrician's program, a construction electrician program. So I decided to sign up for the construction electrician program. It's a two-year program, and that's where I went to technical school. So whenever we have a problem out in the field with a traffic signal, if the traffic signal is interconnected to our traffic management center, the traffic management team, the professional engineers, will be able to look at that intersection, and sometimes they can make changes with it. But unfortunately, with communication, a lot of times they can't look at an intersection. So they ask us to go out and field verify that a problem is occurring. Sometimes we'll have to reinitiate COM and get it working back to the traffic management center. Sometimes in Minnesota in the wintertime, you can't get communication back. So we'll have a signal that's operating on its own out in the field, and we'll have to make manual adjustments. And that's when the engineers at the traffic management center will, in the morning, they'll give me a job. They'll say, "Hey, Jeff, go look at this intersection, put this programming in it. We can't talk to it, and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing." with COVID and the change in traffic patterns and mixing up our traffic plans, it's become even more important to have communication because everything changed. You know, all the traffic patterns changed. We were in a groove, and we had things working pretty smoothly, and then this pandemic came along and changed traffic patterns. And you'd think that it would be for the all good, you know, with less traffic out there. But if you're a person sitting on the side of the road waiting for a green light and that light never changes, it can be pretty frustrating. So we handle situations like that or look at things like that. So to become an electrician, you don't need a 4-year degree. It's a 2-year program. It's cheap. You get paid while you learn, and you end up with no loans. It's a win-win situation. If you're looking at yourself and you don't want to be stuck in an office all day, you're thinking that that's not for you. There's a lot of in the electrical field. There's a lot of work that's outside, that's performed outside of an office building. You're independent. You get to build things. You get to see things from the very start to the finished product. It's you to troubleshoot. You have to be on time. You have to do the work, but the work is fun and the work is fulfilling.